You ever wake up and realize your own kids think you're a burden? I did. One Tuesday morning, the sun still rubbing its eyes, and me, an 82-year-old widower named Franklin D. Reed, blinking at a locked bedroom door. Yep, locked. From the outside. This can't be real, I muttered. But it was. My son, Derek, and daughter-in-law, Janice, had pulled a fast one on me. I overheard them weeks ago whispering about placing Dad somewhere safe. They thought I had dementia, just because I accidentally microwaved my dentures. Once. Big whoop. Anyway, that day I realized I wasn't going to the grocery store like I asked. I was being transported, like a package, to a place called Whispering Pines Assisted Living. For your own good, they said. Whispering Pines. More like whispering prisons. You want to know the worst part? My granddaughter, Emily, helped them. She used to braid my hair when she was little and call me her Captain Grandpa. But now, she was on the team that staged an intervention. Grandpa, this is better for you, she said, not meeting my eyes. Better for your inheritance, maybe, I snapped. She cried. I didn't. The van rolled up, and suddenly, I wasn't a man anymore. I was a liability. The smell of disinfectant hit me like a punch in the face when we pulled into Whispering Pines. And let me tell you, there was nothing whispering about the screams coming from the dementia ward. The food was gray. The nurses were robots. And the manager, a smug guy named Rick, had the nerve to call me Sport. Don't worry, Sport, you'll love bingo night. I didn't. And I let them know. Rick, I built 3 companies from scratch. One of them made the chairs in this dump. You think I want to rot here counting jelly beans in a jar? He laughed. Sure, Sport. That's what they all say. I made a plan that night. Because if my family wanted me locked away and Rick wanted me docile, I was going to give them all a story they'd never forget. Step 1, regain power. Step 2, buy this hellhole. Step 3, burn it all to the ground. Figuratively. Mostly. My first friend was Margaret Cho. No, not the comedian. This Margaret was a former federal judge with sharper eyes than a hawk and the mouth of a sailor. They think I have Alzheimer's. I just hate people, she told me, slurping her jello like it was champagne. She became my informant. Then there was Curtis, ex-Marine. Wore his Vietnam dog tags under his polo. Guy had a laptop in his room no one knew about. Said he was just checking email. In reality, he was running facial recognition software on the staff. Rick used to work for a rehab center that got shut down for embezzlement, Curtis said one night. It's public record. Want me to print it? I grinned. Turns out Whispering Pines wasn't just boring. It was bleeding money. And Rick. He was funneling cash into ghost vendors. I knew the game. I did that in '85, legally. With Margaret's legal brain and Curtis's digital claws, we built a case. We tracked funds. Found shell companies. Rick was siphoning $38,000 a month. We can go to the cops, Curtis said. No, I replied. We're buying the building first. Then we bury him. My third company, the one that made office chairs? I sold it 15 years ago. But the royalties still came in. I also had a tidy stockpile of Apple shares from 1996. Do the math. I called Linda, my old banker. Franklin D. Reed. Alive and kicking. Alive, kicking, and ready to buy an assisted living facility. Quietly. She didn't even blink. She arranged an LLC in my grandson's name, the good grandson. Within 6 weeks, we were ready. The papers were signed. Whispering Pines was mine. I walked into the lobby with a clipboard and a suit. Rick didn't recognize me. You again? What now, Sport? I handed him the deed. You're standing in my lobby. Which makes you the Sport now. Rick turned pale. This is a joke. Nope. This is chapter 1 of your unemployment. I fired him in front of the entire staff and residents. Curtis filmed it. Margaret toasted with Ensure. Funny thing about ownership. Suddenly, Derek and Janice wanted to reconnect. We were just trying to help you, Dad, Derek whined. You locked me in a facility like a dog crate. That help. It was Emily's idea. Janice squeaked. Emily called, crying. You want to braid my hair again, Captain Grandpa? I asked. She hung up. I didn't burn Whispering Pines down. I rebuilt it. Staff got raises. Food became edible. We started Poker Tuesdays and Wine Wednesdays. And every new resident got a card that read, You matter. You are not a burden. Welcome. So no, I'm not crazy. I didn't need a home. I needed respect. And now, I walk the halls of Whispering Pines as its proud owner, greeting residents by name, sipping real coffee, and watching episodes of Matlock in peace. My story isn't a tragedy. It's a warning. You try to lock me up? I'll buy the damn lock, the door, and the building. And then I'll set you free. You want to know how I got this fire? It was 1964. I was 19. My dad had a stroke and his brothers tried to sell his land out from under him. I watched the man who taught me to throw a baseball get wheeled out while his own siblings cashed in. I swore right then, never let anyone decide your fate if you can help it. That memory, it carried me through. It was time to build something more permanent. I created the Franklin Cares Foundation. Purpose: to fund upgrades to under-resourced senior homes, provide scholarships for geriatric nursing, and legal services for seniors being railroaded into facilities against their will. Margaret became the legal director. Curtis ran cybersecurity. We don't age quietly, I told our board. We age like thunder. CNN called. Then CBS. Then a Netflix docuseries team. You really bought the facility they put you in? No. I liberated it. Overnight, I became a symbol. Hashtags. Memes. Even a t-shirt. Hashtag not your sport. Janice sued me for emotional distress. I countersued. For attempted elder imprisonment. I won. Other residents' families came forward. Some ashamed. Some grateful. A senator's aide called. Wanted to name legislation after me. I declined. I'm not a hero. I'm just a man who said no. That line made it into 3 newspapers. Last week, I got a handwritten note. From Emily. I was wrong, Grandpa. I believed them instead of you. I'm sorry. I miss Captain Grandpa. Can we talk? I looked out over the garden at Whispering Pines. Maybe. One day. But first, she had to earn the braid back. Just when I thought the saga was behind me, Rick returned. Only this time, not in a suit, but as a visitor. You ruined my life, Reed, he hissed across the garden where I was playing chess with Curtis. You ruined it first, I replied, not even looking up. Rick had filed a wrongful termination lawsuit. Again. This time claiming emotional trauma, PTSD, and defamation. Tell it to the judge, I said, tossing him a pamphlet from our legal clinic. But I recommend a lawyer who hasn't also been disbarred. Curtis laughed so hard he choked on his mint. One day, a shy young man visited our facility. Name: Marcus. Nursing intern. 22. Bit awkward. Kept calling me sir. Turns out, he read about Whispering Pines on Reddit. I want to learn from you, he said. Not just medicine. Life. So I mentored him. Showed him how to listen, how to advocate, how to fight for elders. In time, Marcus became the assistant director. Residents loved him. When I saw him dance with Margaret during jazz night, I knew the future was in good hands. Margaret passed peacefully in her sleep one September evening. She left behind a letter, sealed, addressed to me. Franklin, you were never old. You were timeless. Now go be immortal. We planted a cherry tree in her honor, right where she used to curse at squirrels. The plaque reads, "Here stood the woman who reminded us all, age is a weapon. Wield it." Derek and Janice filed for bankruptcy. Turns out, my estate trust had a clause. Any attempt to forcibly institutionalize me voided their inheritance. Their house went into foreclosure. Emily, though, she applied for a job at Whispering Pines. Why here? I asked during the interview. Because I want to earn my way back. I didn't hire her, but Marcus did, and I didn't stop him. She now cleans floors with a smile, and sometimes leaves wildflowers in the garden. Every Thursday, I host Franklin Fireside. A story, a whiskey, a warning. Sometimes I tell the tale of how they tried to cage me, and how I caged their ambitions instead. Other times, I just listen to new residents, hear their regrets, their laughs, their lives. I still have the deed in my drawer, still wear the same blazer I wore the day I fired Rick, still sip my coffee black and my revenge warm. So no, I wasn't the villain of this story. I wasn't even the hero. I was the author, and I rewrote the ending. Like, share, subscribe. Franklin's story is a reminder. Never underestimate the strength of the human spirit, no matter the age. If this tale inspired you, hit like, share with someone who needs courage, and subscribe for more unforgettable senior stories, revenge arcs, and life lessons with a twist. Because being old doesn't mean you're done. It means you're just getting started.